All right, let's actually get into the laws as in part 3. Let's jump right in there, and the first link there goes to definitions. The distribute obviously means to transfer. If matter means any type of books, magazine, newspaper, and you can read these things there. What I want to hit is down here. Sexual conduct by a minor. So when we talk about sexting, the actual term for that would be sexual conduct by a minor. And that's acts of masturbation, homosexuality, lesbianism, bestiality, sexual intercourse, deviant sexual intercourse, blah, blah, blah. But what we deal with specifically is nude pictures, right? There's usually not sex going on. I mean, sometimes there is, but it's usually not. It's just pictures of themselves naked. And so I got called or asked by a principal one time, is this actual child pornography? The sex that he recovered from a child's phone. And there's a picture of a girl. She was naked, but she was turned kind of sideways, covering her breast up, but a picture of her butt on the back. And he says, is this actual child pornography? Well, according to the federal statutes, no. And again, I'll make the disclaimer: I'm not a lawyer, nor do I give legal advice. I'm just telling you what I've learned and stories that I've been a part of, and my understanding based on my experience. So, according to the federal side, I've been told that that's not child pornography. That's not an illegal federal picture. But state has a little bit different. It says the exposure in an obscene manner of the unclothed or apparently unclothed human male or female genitalia or genitals, pubic area, or buttocks, or the female breast. Whether or not that it's obscured by a mark or altered. So even if someone's nude and they put a mark over it, or put a sticker on it, whatever, electronic sticker, then it technically can still be child pornography in my view. But the picture of the butt is still child pornography, even if they're not showing their chest or their pubic area. The picture of the butt is still child pornography. Now, in the end, it's up to the county or Commonwealth attorney and the law enforcement to decide that. But understand that as a teacher, as an administrator, that's not your job. Just understand that it can be, and then forward it to the law enforcement. We'll get into that in the next couple sections of who you need to forward that to. So let's get back here to the laws here. So just if a child actually makes a picture, they've just done essentially the highest crime when we're talking about. They've actually taken a picture, they've produced child pornography. If they send it, they've distributed it, which is basically a step down. And whoever receives it, if they possess it, then that's the lowest crime is possession. Now people ask, and we've actually dealt with this in the last couple weeks, what if I receive a picture of something I didn't ask? Someone just sent it out. We had a situation where a student was mad at another one. They ended up getting a picture of them and blasted it all over the school. And so are those other kids who receive it, are they in trouble? And the answer is it depends. Just like if you're walking down the hallway and someone throws you a big bag of cocaine in your hands, it depends if you're in trouble or not what you do with it. If you take it over to your locker, out to your car, put it in there and say, I'll deal with that a little bit later, then yeah, you're in possession of it. Now you take it to the authorities immediately and say, I don't know why I have this, but someone gave this to me and I don't want it, then you should be fine. Because you're reporting it at that point. You're a witness at that point. Same thing with these pictures. If the child actually goes and reports it, they're fine. If they start showing it to other people, they save it, those types of things, then they can be in trouble for possession. We had a situation, that same situation I just talked about, where it got blasted out. One of the students had been to a class taught a couple days before, and she got that and took it immediately to her vice principal and said, Mr. Lemon told me that if I get something like this and I didn't ask for it, I need to bring this to you or to the principal immediately. And so they were able to stop that sexting incident from going further by able to find out who sent it and then track it down and stop it from going across the whole school, whereas it was just a small group in one grade that received it, luckily. So the training works. There's no doubt about that. But, the child wasn't in trouble because they possessed it. She was a witness, and she was able to stop that. So possession is, and then, like I said, we have production, distribution, and possession of these pictures. There's a couple over here, and the big one is the 510-155. So there's a huge long official title of this charge, and I put all these down into something that makes sense to you, because sometimes the legalese just doesn't make sense of what it is. But even asking, so if a child asks another child for a nude picture, just the asking is illegal. And these are all felonies we're talking about. So just the asking is a felony. Every time they ask is an individual felony. Just like every picture someone takes is an individual charge. Every time they send a picture out, it's an individual charge. If a child sends out a picture to 17 different other students, the same picture, well, every time, every person they send it to can be a separate charge. And kids don't really understand, there's actual jail time that can be involved with this. That I've seen several kids just this last semester who have been charged with this. Now, are they going to go to prison over it? Probably not. Some of them was pretty mean-spirited stuff. And could they go to detention? They may go to detention. But most of the time, you're going through some type of court-designated worker or pretrial situation. But you still got to go in a room full of people who know you've sent these pictures, probably have seen these pictures, and deal with that for months to come, including your parents, your guardians, the judge, the prosecutor, your lawyer. And got to go talk about it, every other month or so. Not something that most kids want to go through or to think about that. And so we really dig deep into that with these kids of what's going to happen if you do send it. Not just for a future job, but what can happen today. Can you be let out in handcuffs like we've seen? Can you be charged? Can you be interviewed? Can you have to go down to the police station? Have to call your parents? Those things that they don't think about when they're taking these pictures, sending them, or requesting them. But these are the laws that we deal with most. The bottom two there, duty to report, and who has to report. We'll deal with that in the next email. But I want to make sure you all have these are not all of them. If you go to the very top of that part 3, there is it says all crimes mentioned here can be found in KRS 531 or 510-150. If you click that link, you go to 531. That's going to be basically most, if not all, of the charges that we deal with, except for just requesting it, which is still a felony, and that's the 510-155. So remember, you have, if they take it, it's production. If they send it, it's distribution. And if they possess it, it's possession. And depending on how you received it and what you do with it, depends on if you're in trouble or not. If you go to the authorities immediately and report it, whether it's the teacher or principal or the police, you should be fine as a witness. If you actually take that to, and it goes for the teachers too. If you decide to throw it in your hold on to it, have it sent to you, you can be charged as well. We just had a principal who was indicted and charged and was sentenced, who was taking these pictures and actually downloading them for his own personal use. And so you don't want that issue. You don't want that even assumption of did this person take these phones, take these pictures for their own personal use. So notify somebody immediately. Don't just leave it in your desk. Don't take it home. Don't have them forward it to you. And we'll get into the actual how to handle these evidence in the next couple emails. But again, my name is Mike Lemon. Give us a call if there's any way we can help you. And if you're interested in in having us train your students, your staff, your parents, and how to grow these cyber safe teams, we'd be happy to help. Just click the link at the bottom of the email, and we will get in contact with you to make sure everything what you need and what we provide match up. But y'all have a great day.